Yo, 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 how we doing? We're back. Welcome to That's Fyre. That's Fyre. Swear to God I said blended radio on the last episode I did, or the one before. Just brain sometimes is broken. But I got it right this time. That's Fyre. I don't have shades on. Now I do, though. I don't even know if I like these shades, but we're going to ride with them today. They're like Broccoli's, but they're not. They're like dude clees or something. But I think I look pretty fast, and I think I look pretty dangerous in these, so we're going to rock them. But that's Fyre, episode 95. I'm your host, JD. Your new favorite dance music, culture, rave, festival, electronic, EDM, dance music, electronic music, EDM, whatever you want to fucking call it. This beautiful world that exists and that grows by the day. It's your new favorite podcast covering it. And I believe with every sense of my being, every ounce of my being, that we're gonna do something with this. We're gonna make it here, because we need to talk about these stories. It's a growing industry. These DJs need to be heard, etc. So, with that being said, let's start the goddamn show. First off, my apologies. Haven't done an episode in a week or so. Let me check exactly when that was. Life picked up, work picked up a little bit, and I was traveling again. I did a show. Let's see. I worked a show, a couple weeks ago. And was up in northern Arizona at Pine Top at Roger Klein and the Peacemakers Summer Jam Northern Arizona Tour, whatever it's called. Working the front door. And yeah, I think things got busy and I just didn't do an episode. My apologies about that, but we're back. That's the most important thing. And with that being said, let's talk about some shit that happened. We'll start with I guess Burning Man, because the headline dropped, or the story originally dropped a week ago, 10 days ago, a couple weeks ago, about their OMG sale, right? It's like an unprecedented late sale. They're selling tickets for mad cheap, because there's not a lot of people going this year, and people are freaking out. The headlines are like, has Burning Man lost its touch? Is it out of its prime? It's already peaked. It's on the decline, etc., etc. I think that's all complete BS and just jargon. These festivals sometimes have off years. With COVID, right? Everything stopped. That first couple years back took a little bit. Some festivals bounced back right away the first year, and then the following year were not as high capacity as other years. But if anyone's out there saying Burning Man's dead, you're just an absolute fucking hater. And there's you can just pick any sort of narrative and run with it, right? It's all these new people coming in have ruined Burning Man, so now Burning Man's on the decline, because when I was going it was great, da 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 da. Or that's the main one. It's it's getting so popular that people aren't liking it, etc., etc. Well, isn't that entirely against their principles and just the entire vibe and the culture of Burning Man? The open arm, the willingness to accept others, the appreciation for new people, the responsibility to hand off these core values to people who are attending. If you just want to dip out and leave, then you were never really a good part of it anyway. So it sucks, but it's crazy that they're still selling tickets. My ass might need to make an appearance. Could you imagine if I just pulled up to Burning Man and filmed stuff and maybe filmed an interview for the podcast. That'd be insane. But pardon me, it's hotter than a fucking bitch here. I just got home, and my God, Arizona broke the record for most consecutive days over 100 degrees. Can you believe that shit? Anyways, Burning Man. It's going to be hot as shit there too. Maybe I don't even... Honestly, going to Burning Man might be a cool down from this heat in Arizona. Dead ass serious. Black Rock City weather. It's 83 degrees. 86. Dude, I would 91 this weekend. And in Phoenix right now, it is 109. Yep, 112. Yep, 111, 100. Yep. Yeah, we're talking about a 20-degree difference. My body would appreciate that. And my body would recognize that, and I'd probably be cold down there, if I'm being honest. I'd probably need to wear like a light sweater during the day. The amount of heat that my body has been used to and gotten. Fucking A, dude. Last summer was fine. Last summer, I moved back to Arizona last spring, and last summer was chill, because the first summer back. This summer, though, I'm like, holy, get me the fuck out of here, man. It's ridiculous. But back to Burning Man. Tickets still available amid slow sales. In the past, they've sold out in 30 minutes, And the venue and the festival technically has 73,000 allocated spots, to give you an idea of the size. So a good amount of people. That's like not nothing, but for a festival the height and the status of Burning Man, you'd think they'd be able to sell that out. But again, some years are different, man. The economy, people having attended for a few years, like since COVID, and just needing a break. I'm saying how I think it would be easy to be there. I'm obviously being sarcastic and kidding, but like that's another thing. Like spending a week out there is no easy task. It's grueling on the body from what I've heard and read, and we'll see what happens. But the ticket sale went live on April 17th. Many have attributed slow sales to last year's event, which is when it rained and thousands were stranded. So there's another instance of like a reason that people might be hesitant to go again. Their experience the previous year with all the new influx of people, maybe their experience was hindered forever because of that, right? I know this girl who went to Lightning in a Bottle the year that it came back from COVID, and said that they completely butchered the like porta potty situation. The ones in the venue were like horrid, and she hasn't been back since. I went the 2 years after that. The toilets by our camp were cleaned like there was never like a fucking drop of piss in there. It was just like clean as shit. Festivals fix these sort of things year to year, but one bad experience can hinder people's willingness to go again. People aren't very forgetful of that shit. Not that it's even the festival's fault. It's just like the potential situation, potentially being in that situation again. Last year was so much that this year they're just like, no. So this year, as a result, though, they started the OMG sale, allowing approximately 3,000 buyers who did not pre-register to purchase up to 2 tickets, with a further 1,500 vehicle passes available. So one general ticket to this year's Burning Man will cost you $575 before taxes, which include $30 delivery fee, Nevada live entertainment tax of $51, card processing fee of $23, and an optional donation to Burning Man. The vehicle pass costs $150, and other ticket options are priced at $1,500, as well as other fees on top. So you can go for $725. before taxes. Honestly, not that bad. eForest was like 600 to 650 or something. I went for free, but experiencing the awe, inspiration, creativity, and community of Burning Man in Black Rock City is the antidote to today's societal division and polarization. CEO Marion Goodell of Burning Man Project said. We are pleased to have fulfilled the demand for our earlier sales and be able to offer greater access to more people as the event nears. The ticket sale is an exciting opportunity to connect more people interested in Burning Man and the arts and culture. So it is interesting, like, selling tickets this close, like, being there for a week on, like, a couple weeks' notice. That's a pretty quick turnaround for a lot of people. So I don't know how much they've sold or how much of anything has happened. This article was written earlier this week. One general ticket to this year's burn. Oh, I read that. So yeah, last year that shit turned into mud was crazy. I'm sure if I were to go, I would be so prepared for that. I would just pack a lot of shit, like a lot of extra food, cans, whatever the hell. And let's see. I have a few different articles pulled up so that we can talk about it. This article was written today. Burning Man fails to sell out for the first time in a decade. Economic uncertainty, high cost of living, last year's weather thing are likely culprits. So yeah, Burning Man tickets have been notoriously difficult to secure, but it's failed to sell out for the first time in a decade. Organizers on July 31st released 3,000 last-minute tickets. The OMG sale scheduled for August 25th. That's in 10 days. Adjusting ticket sales reflect recent trends around the world that show last-minute ticket buying and continuing to sell tickets until the maximum Black Rock City population count is reached. Encourages immediacy and makes it easy for more people to immerse themselves at the heart of the global Burning Man cultural movement. Let's see. $575 low income options available. I know a girl that actually went on the low income thing. She went for like not even $100. They spend a lot more just to get to the event, let alone funding art projects and participating in themed camps. Yeah. Let's see if this third article adds anything new. Every year since 2011, Burning Man tickets sold out in the main sale, as even burners who didn't plan to attend purchased in hoping of getting more of their campmates to the event. That's a cool little detail. After an especially hot 2022 to 2023, ticket sellers greatly outnumbered buyers. Many speculate that the rainstorm is the reason. On Friday, Burning Man shared that tickets were up for grabs in person at 3 locations: the Midway and 5 and Diamond Pop-Up in San Francisco, and the Melting Pot in Reno. Whether you're grabbing a ticket for yourself or inviting those curious friends who've always dreamed of the playa, this is your golden opportunity, reads the announcement, which encourages burners to co-create Black Rock City with us this year. Then over the weekend, organizers sent an email that the heads of sound camps, giving them permission to post their lineups this week a week earlier than usual. Typically, they're required to hold off as a way to encourage participants to follow Burning Man's principle of immediacy. We're trying this out this year in the spirit of greater transparency and providing the community earlier information, like we've done with other parts of the placement process. The work we all do for Black Rock City deserves to be seen and more enjoyed. So yeah, even their like sort of business and like logistical practices are being shifted. So the principle of immediacy is what they were talking about, meaning they have like the 10 principles, right? Let me look them up right now. I've like tried to study these just because I want to be a part of this community and like want to, and just find, you know, this stuff very interesting and like applicable to everyday life, right? So the 10 principles are radical inclusion, gifting, decommodification, radical self-reliance, radical self-expression, communal effort, civic responsibility, leaving no trace, participation, and immediacy. Here under immediacy, it says immediate experience is in many ways the most important touchstone of value in our culture. We seek to overcome barriers that stand between us and the recognition of our inner selves, the reality of those around us, participation in society, and contact with the natural world exceeding human powers. No idea can substitute for this experience. Yeah. So just being open and being ready to experience it as it's happening, right? So usually they don't post those lineups because they want people to just walk upon things instead of like planning and just kind of like creating the experience. They want the experience to be, you know, just spontaneous, and I think that's beautiful. But knowing that they are now releasing the lineups earlier, that's like the type of change that definitely signifies the new wave of people and just the new order of things, I suppose. Like knowing that this crowd of at Burning Man, this new type of burner is the word that they use. This era of burners would enjoy knowing the lineups for all the sound camps beforehand. Now, does that take away some of the immediacy? Yes, but it's interesting. It's all interesting, right? So Bay Area DJ and producer Sid Girls, who runs the Soundcap Opulent Temple, voiced his skepticism, Sid Griss, on Facebook. I'm sure on the face of it, there is sincerity there, but I can't help but read it as an, oh shit, we haven't sold enough tickets, unleash the Soundcamp lineups to drum interest. The Stepchild Soundcaps are often the go-to when things get rough around BM Town. Yeah. Burning Man Project did not immediately respond to EDM identity. Yeah, so very interesting. He's totally right. Unleashing the Soundcamp lineups is like, let's see if we can get more ticket sales, and it's like, are those the right? Does that follow the principles? Does that follow the real experience that they're trying to create? And it's a small part of a big event, and there's so much more going on than just the sound camps. But I mean, at least for me and a lot of younger people, we want to go see these sets at Burning Man. We want to experience the festival from the musical aspect, and I think from a lot of these festivals that at least like me and my friends go to now, the music is certainly first, but it's more than that. It's the whole experience, it's the art, it's walking around doing yoga, etc., and the other stuff is kind of not quite secondary. But because when you go to a festival like Lightning in a Bottle, which people have compared to Burning Man slightly, people say it's a mini Burning Man. It's like a bridge between Burning Man and like a festival like Coachella, etc. And you go to these things and you realize that, wow, the music was cool, but like the friends we made along the way are cooler too, and the experiences. But yeah, hella interesting. EDM. Okay. This article took me for a fucking loop, right? They really came out with the study and an article that says EDM fans most likely to take drugs at festivals. No shit. We are fucked up out there, and it's okay, you know? It happens, but you know, knowing EDM beat out rock, blues, reggae, and rap fans when it comes to their own drug use, for a study conducted by Boca Recovery Center. Brother, we didn't have to do this study. We didn't need to allocate funds and resources to figure this shit out, dude. Go on TikTok. Go on Twitter. The Twitter burners are out of control now. Out of control. EDM Twitter is basically like a fucking rehab center. Except there's no rehab going on and just continual, like, drug usage. So, it's like a rehab, it's like a drug resort. Getaway. These social, like, we did not have to do this study. We did not have to do this study. We got to make sure that people are safe doing these drugs, but also, god damn it, we know for a fact people are doing these drugs. So, let's read this. They surveyed 1,006 festival goers for a study on substance use habits. A higher percentage of EDM fans admitted to taking drugs than those of any other genre. The only requirement to participate in the drug safety and music festival study was having attended a festival in the year prior, and 37% of those reported EDM as their favorite genre, admitting to taking drugs. Trailing closely behind them were fans of reggae and metal at 34 each. So reggae and metal, I don't know what the fuck. Well, reggae is probably Kush. Reggae is definitely Kush. I wonder who burns more, EDM fans or reggae fans? Comment below. No. Metal, what the fuck are they doing at metal? Heroin? Because if it's 34% of metal fans are doing heroin, that is way more of concern than EDM. You know what I mean? Like shooting up and shit, fucking punching each other in the face. Jesus Christ. The specific poor proportions of EDC and Burning Man attendees who reported using drugs were even higher at 39% and 38% respectively. Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival came in at 37%, meanwhile, and 35% of Govball attendees reported using drugs. The least likely fan base to report taking drugs was that of country music at only 15%. Yeah, country music, they're boozing. If alcohol probably wasn't included in this, but if alcohol was included in this, it'd be like country music 99%. So we all have our own tastes and paths and pleasures. Notably, participants who consumed alcohol were categorized separately from drug users. Reggae, rap, and hip-hop fans were most likely to do so at 80, 80, 79, respectively. EDM fans, 78. Classical music fans reported being the least likely to consume alcohol at 63. So you're telling me, wait, 63% of classical music fans are boozing at these, like, orchestras and shit? That's not okay. That's not, I feel like they're usually classy and just, like, sober and not making a ruckus. Has a classical show ever been interrupted by, like, has a conductor, the person conducting the orchestra, have they ever been hit in the back of the head by a fucking Bud Light can or something? A tall boy orange Bud Light, has that ever gone flying across the fucking theater? 63% is ridiculous. That's crazy. Where's country on this? Country's not even... They're hiding country. Country's gotta be up there, bro. Country's gotta be up there. Other valuable takeaways. Fewer than 3 out of 10 music festival attendees reported testing their substances prior to use, and only 1 in 4 were aware of on-site testing initiatives. This is despite 1 in 5 of those surveyed reporting having witnessed alcohol poisoning or drug overdoses at events, and even with accidental fentanyl overdoses rising since the pandemic. See, that's the most fucked up part, the fentanyl. We need some fentanyl testing kits at every one of these fucking places. That was a fun segment. Moving along here, though. Clean Bandit, what's their song? Crybaby? No. What's their song? Rather Be. There's no place I'd rather be. That is a fucking banger. They got 40,000 euros worth of gear stolen in Ibiza. They were on the island filming a music video with David Guetta when burglars struck, making off with valuable equipment and cash. The British dance music trio was in Ibiza filming their new single Cry Baby in collaboration with David Guetta and Anne-Marie when their celebration was cut abruptly short. While the group was out to dinner, thieves reportedly broke into Clean Bandit's hotel room and stole laptops, cameras, and cash totaling 40,000 euros before crowbarring the room's window to make their escape. The robbery left the band not only devastated but also fearful of staying in the same location overnight. Well, no, yeah. The footage had already, for the music video, already been safely transported back to London. Oh, thank God. The music video footage was transported back. Isn't that just fucking iCloud? Didn't they just fucking put it on the goddamn cloud? What do they mean, transported back to London? The stolen gear and cash still represents a significant loss for the band, who are hoping to recoup some of the damages through insurance. That's crazy. I didn't know Ibiza was fucking... I don't want to say any country and offend anyone. So anywhere in South America, though. You know? Brazil. Like, who got Hot Since 82 got shot at in the car when he was at a show in Brazil? Ibiza? I thought they had it. It's really the island boys out there, huh? The island fucking pirates or something. Stealing that shit? That's crazy. Oh shit, the video's out. I'm gonna watch it on mute and tell you if this was worth it. So they're on a train. Yeah, no, probably not worth it. All respect due to Clean Bandit and David Guetta. Yeah, that's crazy though. That's absolutely nuts. A couple more stories. We'll go with Fred again, real quick. North American tour, places we've never been. This is like a couple weeks ago, but I'm catching up on the headlines. He's putting out his upcoming album, 10 Days, that I believe was created in 10 days. And the tour is hitting Denver, Salt Lake, Seattle, Minneapolis, East Troy, Wisconsin. 2 dates up there, wherever the fuck that is. Detroit, Michigan, Toronto, Buffalo, Atlanta, and Fort Worth. I should go to the goddamn Fort Worth show, honestly. Oh shit, that's the same weekend as OU. Oh my god. Here we go. I might be in Texas that weekend. That's crazy. Let's see. What was the next one? Oh yeah. A little bit of sports and music combined, okay. The Olympics had their closing ceremony. I watched it. I remember watching the opening ceremony of the Beijing Olympics in 2008. And then I don't think I've watched an opening or closing ceremony since. The opening one in Beijing, I think that was when they had 2008 drummers on the field. And that shit was like equally dope and terrifying at the same time, watching these dudes. But the closing ceremony had Kavinsky perform. French producer. I wasn't too familiar with him, but I myself Shazamed the song, and apparently that was the most Shazammed minute in the app's history when he was playing his song titled Nightcall. It's the song that Ryan Gosling listens to in Drive, but he played this shit and it was the most Shazammed broke a record song within a minute. The Timeless track is now breaking Shazam record after leading the charge of the most Shazam minute in the app's history. An Apple representative tells EDM.com. Apple bought the app in 2018 for $400 million. France, Mexico, and the U.S. were the top 3 countries searching for the track. It beat out Phoenix's Listomania and If I Even Feel Better, which also experienced a swell of searches in the same period. The previous title holder of the record did not hold the title for very long. It was Cerrone's Supernature, which happened during the opening ceremony. So global music. And then lastly, I wanted to talk about, I just watched this documentary yesterday. It came out yesterday. It's on ESPN Plus, but it's the Grateful Dead's drummer Mickey Hart. He did an hour-long documentary about the connection between sports and music through rhythm and flow, and it was fucking so cool. I don't know if they're showing it again, or I think you have to go to ESPN Plus if you want to watch it. I don't know if it'll be on Hulu or Disney Plus, because I know they do like that combined thing. But it spoke about like all these athletes. It broke down like the definition of rhythm and like keywords within rhythm: power, speed, timing, endurance, and just how that connects between music and sports. And it was so cool hearing the interviews, and it was only like an hour long. It was really quick and straight to the point, but man, Mickey Hart is a really, really cool guy. It was a very spiritual documentary. You heard like Marshawn Lynch, the running back, talk about how before every game he would walk around the field counterclockwise and then clockwise and try to like bless the people that he's gonna hit that day and bless himself and keep everyone safe. And he said like his first game, like the first play of the game, someone broke their neck and was paralyzed, and just like after seeing that, he wanted to give spiritually something to the field and like find his flow, find his rhythm, find his inner peace. And like Mickey Hart was talking about how as a drummer, there's similar sort of spiritual like values and tendencies to, be connected and be prepared and like bless the people who he's watching or who are watching him with like a good set. Joe Montana was talking about like the rhythm of like a 3-step drop, a 5-step drop, the timing, how everything has to be in order. And Mickey Hart was comparing it to how the band has to be all timed up and in order. And it was just such a cool documentary. The race car driver, I was fucking trying to look up his name. Antonio. Antoine. Oh. It's some Italian name, but he was talking about how, I think he was the speed section, and he was talking about how when his engine plays, it's so loud, the only thing that you have is like his feel for the thing. And he said the engine sounds like a song, and it's just like hearing sports talked about in this sort of way is like right up my alley. I'm trying to do this podcast and a basketball one at the same time. Sports and music are like my 2 favorite loves and the 2 things that I want to create a life out of. And so this documentary is right up my alley. And if you're into either, and you could be into neither, but it's a great little watch. Phil Jackson coached the Bulls and the Lakers, and he was talking about how it's important for the team to find rhythm within one another to work better together. Like if you hold the ball for like 2 seconds too long, the entire play is out of rhythm. And if you hold a note to like a couple seconds too long, the song is the song is messed up. And so it's all kind of like the subconscious element and like the unexplored element of sports that is like rhythm and the spiritual part of it that was explored on it. It's really dope that ESPN even made this documentary, but I watched it last night and it was sick. So just wanted to talk about that for a second. And then Mickey Hart went on Pardon My Take to talk about it, this podcast, and that interview was fucking awesome. BFT and Big Head are like big music guys, so they were able to get it out of him. And not that you need to with a guy like that. He was so well spoken and so kind. It was fucking awesome. But this has been the episode, so I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, all that shit, and I'll see you on the other side.